Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. There we go. Now you can see me, right? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Whew, all the things today. I know. Sorry, I'm running a little behind here. Just one of those mornings where, it's been so humid. I took another shower. I'm a night showerer. But, sorry, just let me gather myself here. I'm going to go with the Keepers of the Light cards again. And there's some things I want to talk about. And I have a funny feeling, and I apologize for this, that my throat's going to go in and out. My throat chakra is struggling today. And I'm kind of just battling my brain. But we're going to do the best that we can, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. No matter what comes out, what is said, I'm tapping into Archangel Gabriel to help me get through and say everything that needs to be said, and Archangel Raphael to help us with some healing, right? The healing angel. But, these are, I'm just totally astounded by these cards. They're just so pretty. I mean, here's one, Hope, and Lady Venus, Master Jesus. If you're not religious, please don't get hung up on the cards, okay? They are light workers, and a lot of you may be light workers and not even realize it. Ooh, this one's pretty. Horus. You got some Egyptian stuff going on here. But I'm going to read that in a second. But let's pull some cards first, okay? So whatever anybody's thinking out there, let's try to vibe high today, all right? So it might be a little harder because, like I said, I'm really, truly battling right now. Let's see. Woo! Oh, my goodness. Wow. Excuse me. One moment. Wow. I don't know who needed this one, but holy cow. These just flew right out of the deck. So, one more spin around the wheel, eh? One more spell. I'm going to do it over here. So if they go flying, there we go. There's the last one. I don't know who was throwing that thought, but throw it a little bit more gently next time. So anyways, whatever you're waiting for is going to happen in the wintertime, okay? Whatever it is that you were talking about. It doesn't mean it can't start now, but it's really going to hit the ground running come wintertime. So if you're talking to someone, or if you're looking for something like a job or whatever, just know that it's either going to hit its stride come wintertime, or it's just going to start and blossom there. So whatever it is, that doesn't mean it can't start now. Okay, that's the point. It doesn't mean it can't start now. What it means is that, in the wintertime, you're really going to start taking notice. Love yourself. Self-love. Love yourself. I know these are backwards, but you get it. You can see it. That doesn't help. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But love yourself and self-love. Hashtag self-love. That's kind of a no-brainer. That one is seriously a no-brainer. It's hard for some people though. So if you're struggling with your self-love, please don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. It happens. Okay. It happens. And we all struggle with it. I struggle with it. Okay. I struggle with it. I mean, what do I preach to you guys? Like once a week at least, self-love, but I struggle with it. Body image, self-image, self-confidence, self-esteem. I was talking to someone on a Facebook group this morning who was so broken down by her own mother, and who is oftentimes berated by her own husband, that she has zero self-esteem. And she's a beautiful human on the inside and the outside, but she doesn't realize how beautiful she is on the inside. So I'm trying to work with her, and I can't force, you can't force anyone to discover their self-love. All you can do is guide them. Okay, so just do your best to keep trying to guide them, and hopefully you'll break through. Sissy had the same problem with her mom. She was not close to her mom. It's not a secret. And her mom used to put her down a lot. And it took older sibling and I, because we were like the triangle of sisters, you know. We're the people used to call us the Three Musketeers. And it took us a long time, but we started breaking that down. But even still, she would, you know, find something wrong with herself. And she was a beautiful human. I mean, guys hit on her like, you know, it was what, like having that, you know, it's like those movies, right? Where you're walking around and you're like the sidekick friend. You're like the sidekick friend watching your hot friend get all hit on all the time. And, you know, but they turn around, but no, you're okay, you know, you're pretty, and la la la. And it's like, yeah, whatever, keep going. But she really was. It just took a long time for her to see the beauty inside of her, and for her to see the beauty inside of her. So when times are hard, don't throw your anchor. You can't get through the storm sitting in one place. You cannot get through the storm sitting in one place. I am struggling with stuff right now, but I am moving. I am constantly trying not to throw my anchor. Good morning, baby sibling. Good morning, older sibling. And I'm really trying not to throw my anchor. And the Sorting Hat. Harry Potter. I see Gryffindor. Shelly Lucas. I see Hufflepuff. It's time to make a decision. Okay, if you don't know the Sorting Hat, then that's sad. So maybe it's not your thing, and that's okay. But the Sorting Hat is what put all the kids in Harry Potter into their houses. Okay, so everybody has to have one friend who has a house. I mean, a house. I'm a Hufflepuff. Harry Potter and his little crew were Gryffindor. And baby sibling is a Hufflepuff. I believe older sibling, I made her do the test. She's like, what's Harry Potter? She always used to get Harry Potter and Frodo confused. So there you go. She's not a geek. But like me, she's the balance. But baby sibling is. So, you know, but I made her do it, and she's a Hufflepuff too. So before I get into what I want to talk about for things to think on Thursday, we have the card Horus. Cosmic Gateway. Horus. I believe Horus was the son of Isis and Osiris. I might be wrong on that. I'm sure the book will tell us in a second. But your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So believe. Look, the winter card came up, right? The winter card came up. So just believe. So Horus. Ooh, look at that. Right before Isis. Horus is the Egyptian eagle-headed god and son, twin flame of the goddess Isis. It's okay. He is known for his foresight, psychic awareness, and ability to travel between the worlds. He can help us move into the cosmos with our mind, meditations, and prayers so that we can harness the natural magic that surrounds us. He was known for ritual magic in the past, and now he helps create pockets of energy in the world where he can access light, wisdom, and insight. If you are seeing the symbol of an eye appearing around you, know that Horus is asking you to become aware of how you are influencing the energy around you and how it in turn is influencing you. So again, you guys, whoever might be popping in now, my throat chakra I'm battling with it, right? I'm battling for my throat chakra right now with whatever my brain is trying to do, whatever I'm fighting. So it might be trying to, you know, but we're going to get this message out. So, extended message. You are connected to the universe and have the ability to manifest miraculous experiences. Your thoughts, words, and actions are like magnets drawing the energy that creates and cultivates your world. You have a stellar gateway chakra above your head, a vortex of energy that is influenced by your own energy. You can place ideas into this vortex to create what you are seeking. The universe also offers you guidance, abundance, support, and healing based on your capacity to connect to it and accept it. You have a real opportunity to further that connection now by sending prayers and intentions out into the cosmos or to your higher power. Before some of you decide, yeah, I'm done watching this video, just hang in there for one moment, okay? Again, I say this quite a bit, but please try not to get hung up on where the message is coming from, okay? If you have a higher power, it's very possible that they're using this to move you into that insight, to move you into that state of being and that knowledge. They're telling you, hey, I'm here. Ask me for help. I can't help you unless you ask me for help. It's just like angels, right? Angels are non-denominational, but they can't help you without you asking, okay? You have to ask them for help. You have to pray to your higher power. Some people do rituals. Some people do manifesting rituals. Some people do spells. Some people kneel and pray. Some people just sit and pray. Some people meditate and pray. It's whatever's comfortable for you. But don't get so hung up on the imagery that you lose sight of the message, okay? Because somewhere out there, someone is a follower of Horus. Someone is a follower of God. Someone is a follower of Buddha or Muhammad or all these different deities, the Norwegian gods. You have Odin and Freya, right? I mean, hello, they're like in movies now. But way to go, Anthony Hopkins, on playing Odin. It was like one of the best Odins I've ever seen besides, oh God, I can't think of his name. The one from American Gods. He's amazing, but I told you, my brain is slipping on me right now. So anyways, things to think on. I want to keep tomorrow light and fresh by doing the oracle readings and doing the cards and stuff like that, maybe even pulling out the oracle book. So I'm going to talk about this today and kind of try to send people into the weekend thinking about it. Saturday marks the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and Sunday marks the 7-year anniversary of my mom passing away. And I feel like sometimes it goes hand in hand. In fact, Baby Sibling said it the other day, but I remember saying this to my dad the day my mom passed. And I told him, I said, it doesn't surprise me that mom transitioned or left us, well, in his case, passed away on the 12th. Because 20 years ago, the 12th was the day that this entire country came together. It wasn't just an event that happened in America. I mean, it happened here, and it was all stationary here. But it really affected the world. In fact, I was watching some news clips yesterday from some firemen who were there 20 years ago, helping during the cleanup and recovery. And even he said, he's all like, it affected the world, and it did. A lot of people from around the world worked in these buildings. A lot of people from around the world lived in the city. Maybe they weren't affected directly, but their city was. You always feel like you're safe somewhere until you're not, right? And then you think, well, it can't happen again, but can it? Who knows? I mean, everything is obviously ramped up now. I mean, security is so much harder. You can't go see your people off inside the airport like you used to. They even talked about how a lot of kids that were born since then don't really understand the impact that day had. I admit I had the unfortunate, and I say unfortunate, opportunity to see the second plane, go into the second building. And I remember Mom Barbara, Sibling's mom. Sibling had already gone off to work, and I was about to jump in the shower because I had to go to work. And I heard this frantic calling from the living room, Shelly, come out here, Shelly, come out here. And I believe she held my hand because neither one of us could believe what we were seeing. The building was already smoking, the first one. And I remember we were just sitting there like, what the hell is happening? And all I could think of was, there are people on that plane that are still alive, that are literally taking their last breaths. And then my second thought was, they know this. There are people in this building that know this. And then it happened. And I think the majority of us who did see that, not on the replay, but actually happening live, I think there was a sense of just shock. I mean, obviously shock, but just, it felt like you were in a movie, right? Like this can't be happening. This can't be real. But it happened. And then you hear about more planes, the Pentagon, a group of people on Flight 93, I believe, taking down the airplane and crashing it into a field in Pennsylvania. And that one, I believe, was supposed to come back and hit the White House. Then you find out that there are other planes that were meant to hit the West Coast, but never made it. Thank goodness. But that aside, that feeling aside, the next day, the world came together. It was like a few years ago when everybody was, I'm with France, and when Paris had that big terrorist attack, or Manchester, I'm with Manchester. Everybody's like, like there was little things on MySpace. Facebook didn't even exist yet, okay? Twitter didn't even exist yet. I believe MySpace existed, but there were people, just like, whoa. And you would hear comments on the news from people from other countries like, oh, like we're sending prayers to the United States, we're doing this, that, and the other. But together as a country, we came out. People were, people were putting flags out. People that, more people, not just hanging it on holidays like they would sometimes do. For a long time, I hung a flag from the balcony on 9/11, but it got too hard after a while, older sibling reminded me that we had a friend who was supposed to be on one of those planes, the one that went into the Pentagon. He was traveling with, he was a publisher, and he was traveling with one of his authors who was publishing a book, and he couldn't make it because he got called into a last-minute meeting. And on top of that, his son was born about a week and a half later. No, I'm sorry, 5 days later. His son was born 5 days later on the West Coast. He had to drive cross country to get here for his son's birth. Unfortunately, the author was on the plane. So even if you weren't directly affected, it's a possibility that you know people who were. And, it's something that you don't want to think about. And I think I'm not trying to be somber here. What I'm trying to do is get to 9/12. Now, for me, it's a hard day because that is the day that my mom died. But as baby sibling said it. Her mom had a coworker that was supposed to be in the towers, but she was running late. There was a lot of stories about that, guys. There's a lot of stories about people who were running late, missed a train, missed a cab, couldn't get a ride to work. Alarms weren't going off. Some people who said, you know what, I don't feel like flying today, so I'm just going to change my flight, or they couldn't make their flight because they ran late. It could have been so much worse. And there's gratitude in that. It's sad and terrible the way a lot of those people died. And it's sad and terrible the way a lot of firefighters died, and the way a lot of, first responders are passing away now from what they called World Trade Center cancer because of all the materials that got into their body, while they were in recovery. I mean, a mask can only do so much, let's face it. But baby sibling and I were talking about, it's funny that Auntie passed away on the 12th because, my mom, for all the things I know, I don't always talk. A lot of times I share the things that were our problems because I want people to be able to fix it with their own parents before it's too late. And we did. We had a great 20-year run, a great 23-year run. But my mom really was love and light. She struggled with us, and I think it's because she was able to let down her guard with us. She was able to just be who she really felt like she was sometimes. I would go as far as saying that there were times that even though my mom showed this great strength, outward strength, that I think there was a lot of insecurity in her, a lot of low self-esteem, a lot of pain, and just trying to heal things in her own life. And but even my dad said it. I don't understand why a woman who prays for people, who's always there for somebody, I don't understand why she had to die. Why couldn't she be saved? Why, and he struggled with that. And a lot of people blame God. My dad blamed God. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he's more of an agnostic anyway, but and I told him, I said, and there's really nothing you can say, right? For me, I was just like, okay, God needed another angel. But even I was mad for a while. It's like, I don't understand. This woman does so much for so many people, and why did she have to go? But maybe she needed to be some kind of light in the world. I mean, everybody can have their opinion on that. I'm not going to force you to have an opinion on that. But she brought people together, and she brought them together while she was alive. And that's what I hang on to. I hang on to that legacy. I want to be like my mom in that respect. I want to be like my dad in that respect. He brings people together. But he also, my dad and I also know how to put people back in their place. And I don't mean in a mean way. Like older sibling, you give people a million chances until one day you're like, you know what? I don't need to deal with your toxicity anymore. I don't need to deal with your anger and your pain. You need to get yourself help and get yourself fixed until you learn how to treat people. But when it comes to the people who are, who respect him as much as he respects them, it's like anybody, right? It's like all of us with our friends, our family. When there's a level of respect, there's just this great camaraderie. And that's what this country is missing right now. That's what this entire world is missing right now. We are spending so much time running around and hating each other. You owe me this. You owe me that. You just a million things. I don't want to go into any one thing because I don't want people to lose the message here. The message is this. We have got to stop being a bunch of assholes. Stop acting like a bunch of feral animals. And start being kind to one another. We have to, if you're going to post something rude and stupid on Facebook or Twitter, expect people to call you out on it. Don't get mad because, I'm expressing my opinion. Well, you're expressing your opinion on a public forum. Okay? And if you expect people to not say something to you, but if you're going out there and you're being positive and you're not saying anything rude or whatever and someone attacks you, let it go. And even if you're posting your own opinion and someone says something rude to you, let it go. Just let it go. Go in love. Three important, perfect words. Go in love. Okay? There's also there's the flip side of that, right? Yesterday we did the yesterday we did the double-edged sword? Go fuck yourself. But no, just tell them, go in love. Go and, I'm sorry, I'm having problems with my hair this morning. Just go out and be the kindness, be the positivity. Don't just talk about it, be it. Be that love in the world. Yesterday we had a guy cut me off on the freeway. He didn't see me, I don't think. And so I honked and he swerved and he came back. And then I was just like, really? And then sibling starts clapping. And what did I say? Sometimes just leave it alone. Well, here's the funny thing. I was talking to sibling, but this guy spent so much time looking in his mirror that he literally thought I was talking to him. So next thing I know, he flipped me off once. And he's sitting there looking in the mirror, trying to give me the eye, like I care, dude. Shaking his head. And I'm sitting here and I looked at sibling and I said, that was because you clapped. The guy was fine. And I get where she was going. She gets very protective of me, even when we're driving. And it was scary. I had to honk my horn because this guy almost hit us because he didn't see us. He was just changing lanes without using his mirrors. Apparently, the only thing he uses his mirrors for is to give people the face. And then he starts shaking his head and I'm just like, but then I finished it off by flipping him off. Seriously? How stupid was that? I'm sitting here preaching to her the whole time. And what did I do? I decided I was going to be angry in that moment. After being patient and calm the whole time. And I'm not proud of that. I'm not. What does it do? What does it solve? Sometimes you might do it to someone, they might get so pissed off that they go out and drive like an asshole and they might hurt somebody. Actions have consequences. Even if you don't know them down the road. That's why I was saying yesterday, sometimes we have to do better when it comes to that kind of stuff. But in general, we have to do better. We have to be better. The only people that can change this world are us. People that don't care about recycling. Well, I won't be around in 100 years, so who cares? Well, I care. This planet is rebelling right now. The East Coast in the United States is basically underwater. The West Coast up here in the Pacific Northwest, basically on fire. And everyone in the middle, they get weird rainstorms, tornadoes, heat, humidity, all that bad stuff. But what is it accomplishing? Is it just a regular cycle of life? It could be. Or maybe it's just a manifestation of all of our anger, all of our hate. and all of this lack of love that we seem to have. And I think that's the problem I have. I struggle. Come on, I just told you my story from yesterday. I don't hide things like that. I can't, because since I started doing this daily vibe, I have changed, because I know that what I sit here and talk about, I have to start practicing myself. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be that person that goes out there and, instead of saying go in love, tells everyone to go fuck themselves. That's not who I want to be. I'm not saying I won't ever get mad again. I'm not saying I won't ever lose my shit again. But I try to take it moment by moment, step by step, and day by day. And that's the best that any of us can do. But, the next time you sit there and you want to post something that just seems mean, I'm not talking about articles, okay? Post away. People are going to be political. That's fine. I don't care. You do you, okay? I'm not telling you who to be. But the next time you want to post something, especially on Facebook, that's putting somebody else down because you don't like them, every 4 years or every 4 to 8 years, we go through this cycle where there's hate from one side about the other. There's no middle. Okay? For the last 4 years, everybody hated somebody. These 4 years, everyone's going to hate this guy. And next 4 years, we'll find out what happens after that. And it's dumb, because everybody brings something to the table, even if you don't like them. And there's just a lot of things. You don't know what it's like until you've walked in somebody's shoes. You don't know how hard it is for the decisions they make. And there's some people I just don't particularly care for, because there's a lot of ego there. There's a lot of ego there. And I don't vibe well with that. Especially not anymore. I don't vibe well with people who just think they're better than everybody else. Because as Mom Barbara would say, you're not better than anybody and nobody's better than you. Everybody brings something beautiful to the table. Everybody brings a talent to the table. And that's what I try to remember. But I think sometimes we get angry and we feel like we want to lash out at people because we have our own pain inside, our own pain that we haven't healed. This morning, like I said, I feel like I'm battling. If I could manifest whatever it is that my energy's doing, it would probably be a demon. All right, straight up. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but my dad gave me some things to fix the lights in my house, and I was trying to get in the house, and for some unknown reason, and I don't know how, they slipped out of a box. I managed to get from the car to my front door, no problem. But as I'm getting in the front door, they slipped out and they all broke. Yep, those things survived 2 weeks around me until I actually was ready to change out the light fixture things. And, and then today, every time I pick something up, I drop it. It's just, I have to slow down today, because I know that I am just trying to push through something without dealing with it, and it needs to be dealt with, and I'm dealing with it. Ladina says, I go through times like this. I do feel bad if I say something wrong. You know what? It's understandable to feel bad, because I've done that. I've felt bad, and then I didn't know how to fix it, and I felt guilty about it the whole day. Once you've apologized from your heart, let it go. That's where this card comes in, where it says, when times are hard, don't throw your anchor. You can get through the storm. You cannot get through the storm sitting in one place. If you were sorry, they will know it, and they will understand that. Even today, like I said, I've been struggling this morning, and I already told older sibling, I said, if I say anything or do anything, I said, I'm so sorry. It's not me. I'm really fighting my head today. And I put that out there, and she told me, she's all, if you lash out, don't feel bad. Don't hang on to it, because I know you're struggling. And the ironic thing is, today has probably been the first time on the Daily Vibe in about 2 weeks where I've actually felt like myself, where I've actually felt a little more in tune, a little more on target. I haven't felt like I'm having out-of-body experiences while talking to you guys, but it's because I decided that I'm worth fighting for. I am worth getting my brain under control and getting all this crazy energy around me fixed and tamed, because I'm worth it. You're worth it. The people around you are worth it. But most importantly, you are worth it. It's time to look in the mirror and see yourself. Maybe that's how we become better people. Maybe that's how we become kinder people. You know, to let go of that pain. If you have pain, don't push it down, please. I beg you, don't push it down. It will come out, and it may not come out the way you expect it to, and it may come out in ugly ways. I've been there. I've done that. I've lashed out at people that didn't deserve it because I had so much pain inside that I had nowhere else for it to go, and it had nowhere else to sit. There was too much. There was too much in there. You know, it's like shaking up a soda can or a bottle and expecting it not to fly, you know, just explode, right? I mean, you've done it. You've dropped a can of soda, not thought about it, picked it up, and it splashed in your face. We've all done that. And if you haven't, it's an experience. It really is. But it's a very sticky experience if you're not near any water, or if you don't have a direct change of clothes. So, but it's like that. It builds and it builds and it builds until it comes out, and it comes out in ways that you don't expect it to. And that can be hurtful. It can be harmful. It can be very painful, especially if you don't realize it and you keep doing it. So this weekend, I want everyone to think about that. You know, if you have things planned for 9/11 to, you know, observe it or whatever, just thank you, Ladina. I appreciate that. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. But I do appreciate that. I've discovered the source of my issue. So now I'm just healing it and working on it. But yeah, when it comes to this weekend, whether you observe or not, just imagine all the people who didn't get a second chance. Imagine all the people who felt their only way of leaving a burning building was to jump from a 100-story building. 100 stories or higher, I don't know. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, but we have an opportunity to be better and do better. And we can spend our lives being mad at everything around us, or we can spend our lives making peace with what's around us and going in love. It's the hardest thing to do. It is so much easier to be angry and to hate. Going in love is the challenge. So if you like a challenge, there you go. If you don't like a challenge, just try it anyway. Because I tell you, it may be the harder thing to do, but once you get used to it and once you hit that stride and you find that vibe, it is the most amazing feeling ever. It really is. And you don't feel like you want to walk around punching walls or people because you feel good about yourself. You feel amazing. You feel like, wow, you know, everything is so colorful. How come I never noticed all the flowers in the trees, or the flowers, you know, that are so vibrant and pretty? Because you spent too much time looking at the ground because you were mad. Or you spent all that time looking through angry eyes and not seeing the beautiful world around you. We have to do better. I have to do better. You know, but as a country and as a population of Earth, we need to be kinder to one another. We need to be more understanding, more compassionate, more, you know, what was that thing I read? Was it from last week? Let me see if I can find it. The Recipe for Happiness. This was last week's Tuesday Thoughts. Take 2 heaping cups of patience, 1 heartful of love, 2 handfuls of generosity, a dash of laughter, 1 headful of understanding, sprinkle generously with kindness, add plenty of faith, and mix well. Spread over a lifetime and serve everyone you meet. So again, to sum it up, go in love. And that was from, I believe his name was A.J. Wallace. And I love that. And I'm going to do my best today to have patience, love, generosity, laughter, understanding, kindness, and faith that everything is going to be okay. Okay, so I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Tomorrow's Oracle reading day. Maybe we'll break out the pendulum in case anybody's live. But even if it's not in your wheelhouse, come join us anyways. I mean, you never know. There might be a question that you have or an answer you're looking for. God may be coming through to me to say, hey, here, so and so, take this answer. Like I said, don't get hung up on the way it's delivered. Don't get hung up on the imagery that delivers it. Listen to the message. All right. The reason we started doing the Oracle thing on Fridays and Mondays was to end the week with some fun and to start the week with some messages. Okay. And I think it's a great way to end the week this week because, again, for a lot of people, it is going to be a very solemn weekend. I am going to probably struggle a little bit, but I'm doing my best to not do that because my mom was love and light, is, and still is love and light. Now she's really love and light, but, with a pretty set of wings. But I want to pick up the torch where she left off. I want to take that hand off of the baton and start running now with it. And her and I had different spiritual beliefs. She was very Catholic. I'm very open-minded, metaphysical, spiritual. Like I said, I do believe in God. I do believe that is still my tie to her as well. That's not why I believe in him. I just believe he's a tie to her. But I have a big spiritual table. And I have my own gifts. But I want to put into this world what she put into this world. Only difference is my mom put it into the world because she couldn't put it into herself. And that was the hard part for her. And now that I see that and I understand that, it makes me sad because she was such a beautiful human being. We may have had our issues, but she was a very incredible, beautiful human being. Her and my father were married for 47 years. It took me a while. It took me a while to come along. It took me about 6 years to come along. So, but it was, it was magical before I came along. It was magical after. They had a very, they had their moments, but they had a very good marriage. And, it's because they both put their love and light in there. I am blessed to have two parents who, my father's very compassionate, very empathetic. My mom was very, wise and spiritual. My dad's wise too. Just in case he watches this, I don't want him to think I don't think he's wise, because he was. My dad was my rock for a very long time when I was growing up, and it still is. When my mom died, he said, "It's just me and you now, two peas in a pod," and I cried. And he hugged me, and I think he wanted to cry too, but it's like, oh my God, what do I do? She's crying. But no, but seriously, let's emulate what we want to be in this world. Okay, don't just talk about it. Let's be it. Let's find that power within ourselves, because when I share my love and light, it's from a place of self-love. It's from a place of true self-love and a place of being. It's not just to make other people feel better. I'm serving from a full cup. My mom was serving from probably half a cup. She was very strong, but she also struggled with herself. And like I said, I understand and I know this now. And it's okay, because now I know and I see what I need to do to make it shine even brighter. Okay, so go out there, be the change you want to see in the world, be the light you want to see in the world, be the love that you want to see in the world. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I know some people who are watching are going to be traveling, so have a safe trip. Please be careful. Don't fly any faster than your angels can keep up. And I hope everybody has a great, great day. I will see you tomorrow here on the Daily Vibe under Shelly Marie Lucas. Facebook Live, it's public. Anybody can watch it. And I will be back here at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, we have Oracle readings. So if you're watching this, put your thoughts out there. Say, look, tell her to deliver me a message, because I need one. And I will do what I can to comply, to give you what you need. So have a great day. If I can turn this off, have a great day.